Good evening. It's Sunday, December 4th. Time for our news. I'm Constantino Tsindas. UN Secretary-General Special Advisor on Cyprus, Espen Barth, Eide, has said that it will be the Cypriots who will engage in a give and take when it comes to the Cyprus problem. In an interview with Sunday's Kathimerini, he also said that for the Cypriots, the issue of security hinges on other issues and called on guarantor powers to respect it was part of the bigger picture. Eide indicated that one map only will be presented during January 12th's scheduled conference on Cyprus, with the participation of the divided island's three guarantors, Greece, Turkey and Britain, and that the map would significantly contribute to finding solutions on other issues, such as the number of refugees returning home. The Norwegian diplomat also acknowledged that foreign troops would have to withdraw as part of the solution, but that this could be done in a transition period to be agreed during the negotiations. Turkey, which invaded Cyprus back in the summer of 1974, still maintains some 42,000 troops in the breakaway north. Eide also disclosed that ahead of the January 12 Cyprus conference in Geneva, there would be a meeting between Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras and Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan. Italians voted today in a referendum on constitutional reform that will decide the political future of Prime Minister Matteo Renzi, who has promised to resign if he loses. Financial markets and Europe's politicians fear victory for the opposition no camp could cause political instability and renewed turmoil for Italy's battered banks, pushing the Eurozone towards a fresh crisis. About 51 million Italians were eligible to vote on Renzi's plan to drastically reduce the role of the upper house Senate and claw back powers from regional authorities. Italians living abroad have voted by post over the past days, and the ballots flown to a hangar on the outskirts of Rome. With all the opposition parties lined up against the reform, a victory for Renzi would be a surprise and represent an enormous personal triumph for Italy's youngest prime minister, who often appeared to be fighting the campaign single-handedly. Renzi, 41, voted mid-morning in his Tuscan hometown of Pontassieve, but made no comment. All surveys published in the month before a blackout was imposed on November 18 put the no camp ahead. Austria will provide a new gauge of the populist wave sweeping Western democracies, as the divided country held an election today that could deliver the first freely elected far-right head of state in Europe since World War II. The knife-edge presidential runoff was all the more dramatic for being a rerun of an election held 6 months ago. That is before Britain chose to leave the European Union and Americans elected Donald Trump as president, offering an indication of whether popular anger at the political establishment has grown. When Norbert Hofer of the anti-immigration and anti-Islam Freedom Party narrowly lost the original runoff in May with 49.65% of the vote, European governments breathed a sigh of relief, and far-right parties, like France's National Front, cheered the record performance. That result, however, was overturned due to irregularities in the counting of postal ballots. Opinion polls suggest the rerun between Hofer and former Greens leader Alexander Van der Bellen is too close to call and could again come down to postal votes, meaning the final result might come as late as Tuesday. The family of Fidel Castro have interred the revolutionary leader's ashes in the eastern city of Santiago, while 1,000 kilometers away in the capital of Havana, a 21-gun salute echoed through the city. Castro died on November 25th at the age of 90, setting off 9 days of official mourning that ended today. Official Cuban media at first reported the events would be carried live on television, but hours before the ceremony took place, it reported that it would be solemn and private. Castro came to power in a 1959 revolution and built a communist state on the doorstep of the United States. He ruled for 49 years before stepping down a decade ago due to illness. And finally, a fire that spread rapidly through a warehouse dance party in Oakland, California, has killed more than 9 people and left at least 24 others missing and feared dead inside the gutted building. The cause of the blaze and precise number of casualties remained undetermined hours after flames engulfed the 2-story structure that occupied about half a city block. It had housed a cluttered warren of artists' studios, craft booths, antiques and furniture, and was in the city's Fruitvale district, a mostly Latino blue-collar area. That's it for our news. Now I look at tomorrow's weather. Partly cloudy with local showers and possibly thunderstorms in the afternoon. Snow may fall on the highest peaks of the Castros Mountains. Winds will be light to moderate southwesterly to westerly for 3 to 4 over slight to moderate seas. Temperatures will rise to 16 degrees Celsius inland, 18 in coastal regions, and 5 over the mountains. The fire hazard does remain high in all forest areas. That's it from us. Join us again tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.